get him to touch the floor, the priority today is going to be on finishing the Kimura, not actually setting it up. So it doesn't matter to me if you grab with a C grip, including your thumb, or if you use that Barrel of Monkeys grip. It depends on where his hand is and where his elbow is, which one I use. But for now, I'm going to make a C grip around the wrist. I'm going to keep my guard closed. I'm going to sit all the way up and reach over the top, my armpit on top of the shoulder. It's okay if I can't reach my hands here. What I don't want to do is fall straight backwards where he can, one, continue to retain his posture, but two, square up with me and just out-muscle me. So what I'm going to do here is when I get my bite, I'm going to use my elbow on the floor and my guard around his back to lift my hips out to the side. Now I can connect my hands. I want to continue to keep it close, anchoring the tricep and shoulder to my stomach. Now I see a lot of people here try to finish, but this is where Matt is going to start pushing up, and I'm going to start disconnecting his shoulder from my chest. Got to start to posture, and now I'm losing this. So what I want to focus on, instead of applying the Kimura here, I want to continue to scoot my angle, and I want to focus bringing my arm that's over the top of his, elbow to the floor, and then a little push of the wrist. So it should be about 90% of your top arm applying the Kimura, 10% of the back arm just finishing it. Swim, whatever we got to do to get him to touch the floor. I grip the wrist, I sit up, I make my feet. I'm going to scoot my hips out to the side to make my connection. It's important to note that as I adjust, occasionally your legs will start to drop under the butt. So every time I move my hips, I recoil my legs and climb higher on the guard. I focus on bringing my elbow to the floor, and we get a little push inside here. This will also stop him hiding his hand inside his legs. So as I sit up here and I get this bite, he hides it. What I see a lot of people do here is start to pull. They stretch the legs and they try to pull like they're deadlifting. But all I'm doing is pulling the hook into his thigh, and even if I'm really strong, I often bring his knee in front of my hip, and now I can't move anymore. So instead, I want to push his hand at his leg, continue to scoop my hips so that my hip attacks his wrist rather than his hand and his knee, and then we apply again. So if I've already taken away his ability to put his hand inside his leg and use that as defense, then one of the most common things after that is that they just try to straighten out their arm and be as strong as they can physically. So once I grab the wrist, I sit up, Matt starts trying to straighten out his arm. This is very difficult for me to push with, and it's really hard to keep scooting my angle. So what I want to do now is slide my forearm up and grab inside my bicep. I'm going to focus on pinching my elbow into my thigh. I can secure the wrist again, and then we're back. Even if I don't have the angle there, it can happen after I bend the elbow again. That's the priority. So I make my grip, I sit up, I start trying to move, and I can't go anywhere. I'm going to slide here and grip inside my own bicep and elbow. I focus on driving this elbow to his body, secure the wrist, create my angle, and we apply again.